Hi, welcome to another episode of Southern Football Clash. I'm your host, Justin Johnson. Well, about to be a tech service, Justin, because Jesus, what is with computers? I get on here and I try to figure out something. It takes me 2 hours later to figure out what's going on. Trust me, I'll know everything about this thing by the time I'm done. But thank you guys for tuning in. What I want to touch on today is let's talk a little bit about Alabama. Yeah, big fan of Alabama. I am. I'm a big fan of Alabama. But, it's not been the Nick Saban era. No, of course it's not, because things are still in development. Kalen DeBoer is still doing his thing. Um, you know, everybody's real question this year is quarterback. Austin Mack or Keelan Russell. Austin Mack or Keelan Russell. That's not my question. It's about, what about this the new offensive line? That's my question. How are we going to be? What about the running game? How is all that going to factor in? I really want to see better. I want to see better running. I want to see better blocking. I want to see the O-line just be better. And I know everybody's hopping on the quarterback train, but not me. I want to know about the line. Hey, I think we got two good, capable quarterbacks, and I'm not worried about that. Whether it's Austin Mack or Keelan Russell, looks like what everybody's telling me is Keelan Russell. But I'm not entirely sure. We don't really know until the season starts. Keelan Russell did look very good during the AA game. And what Austin Mack did was a little banged up. But we'll see. And let's go ahead and talk about something. I got a bone to pick with Alabama fans. And yes, I'm an Alabama fan. But you guys right here, let me tell y'all something. I've seen, Alabama got blown out by Georgia. They got blew out by Indiana. It was just bad. Just really bad. But guys, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. We could have not made the playoffs. Kalen DeBoer's first year, he just missed the playoffs. Second year, he makes the playoffs. He does. He makes the playoffs. This is the Washington. In his second year, he made the playoffs. Alabama, second year, he made the playoffs. How many coaches can say that? How many coaches can say that? Really. Let's look. And you Alabama fans are coming. Let's fire him. He's awful. Well, let's not talk about how he beat the number one coach in the SEC 2 times in a row. Everybody wants to harp about, how bad he got beat by Kirby Smart. But didn't he beat him twice in a row? I'm just saying. That's what it seems like to me. All you Alabama fans who are riding this train right now going, let's fire Kalen DeBoer. He's not the guy. If Alabama makes it to the playoffs again this year, I hope you guys get off the wagon. You need to hop off the wagon. You need to go join another team. Now, you know what? Actually, you're bad for every team. You need to just quit watching football, because that means you don't know a thing about football. You don't. Guy gets there his first year. The players do not know him. He does not know the players. You expect a coach to turn around a program in one second. Well, Justin, he didn't have to turn it around. Nick Saban already had it built it for him. Those players were Nick Saban's players that he wanted to plug in and do what he wanted to do. Those were not Kalen DeBoer's players. Now, this is his third year. This will be Kalen DeBoer's players. You can't just say, well, he handed him a Ferrari. What? That makes no sense. Trying to compare this to a car. These are people. They have to learn each other. This is a new coach with new schemes, new looks. Come on. You guys were, let's see how fast change. You guys harped on the guy for not dressing like Nick Saban and being professional. And the next thing you know, through the season, you're like, please wear the black hoodie. Please wear the black hoodie. You were begging him not to wear that stuff at the end. It just shows that, the people who say that, look, there's people who only, knew the Nick Saban era. And there's people that don't. But I don't think it's because of that. I don't think whether it's one or the other. I think it's just fans that don't know nothing about football, who don't know how things change when a new coach comes in. And if we fire, and people are mad because he got an extension, let's fire him. Okay, who are we going to go get? Who are we going to go get? I want to know. Who are we going to go get? I'm just asking. Everybody else got picked up this year. Did you see how many positions were open this year? Did you see? Did anybody pay attention? Did any of you that are begging to fire this guy look how many positions were open and how many coaches were hired this year? And can you say that any of them that you wanted? We wanted Lane Kiffin. That's who we. Yeah, you sure you want Lane Kiffin after everything that's going on right now? I mean, look at what he's doing right now. I mean, I'm just saying. If you don't know what he's doing, you need to go look it up. You need to go look at the things that he said about Ole Miss. I won't talk about it in this one, but I'm sure I'll get to what he did on that. Look. You know, whether you're an Alabama fan or whether you're not, you gotta be realistic here when it comes into a turnover. Even people that are not fans are saying that Alabama's dead. It's not the same program. It's different now. Yeah, it's different. It's a new coach. Nobody, I don't care who you are, ain't nobody going to do what Nick Saban did. It's not going to happen, Captain. I'm telling you. It ain't going to happen. Nobody can do what Nick Saban did. It's just not going to be seen, especially now with NIL and the transfer portal. It's just not going to happen. You'd be lucky if you keep, players. Now, I heard Kirby Smart talking the other day, and and that's what he was afraid of. He's like, they can't stay nowhere. These kids, going to school, they're all worried about money, 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 money. That's fine, but where's your dedication to the school? Now, some of them have it. Don't get me wrong. Some of them do have it. So I'm not saying there's no players that don't. And I get it. They need to be compensated. I get that. But some things have got to change and some things have got to be different. I'm sure they'll end up changing somewhere down the line. I'm not saying that we don't pay them. I'm just saying that things need to be set in place in order to keep things a little different. But Alabama, let's get back to that. Yeah, but Alabama, everybody's got, what they think it's going to be, who's going to be the quarterback is going to be Austin Mack or Keelan Russell. Keelan Russell's more deadlier with his legs. Austin Mack was like he's been in it. He's the veteran. That's who we threw in. I know people wanted Jalen Milroe gone when Kalen DeBoer came in. They're like, that's another reason he's a bad coach. He didn't take out the guy that was costing us. But, you can't just go into a team and go, hey, quarterback, get out. That's the leader of the team. 9 times out of 10, the quarterback's the leader of the team. We just throw him out, and all the other players are going like, cool, you threw away our leader. First of all, there's not that much chemistry with the receivers with the second string as there was with Jalen. And you're just going to throw him out. They're going to be like, well, is he going to throw every one of us out? There's not a whole lot of trust there. So he knew he had to take that team and do the best he could with it. Now, whoever is the quarterback for the 2026 season, I mean, will it be, Keelan Russell or will it be Austin Mack? Who knows? But he's got some receivers setting him up. I mean, you got Noah Rogers, transferred. You got Ryan Williams. Of course, Ryan. Yes, he had a bad year last year. He did. It wasn't terrible, but he dropped the balls, a lot of drop. But hey, if you go back and you look at a lot of, great Alabama receivers, their first year was awesome. Second year wasn't that great. But then they kind of get back on track. So calm down. It's just his expectations after his first year were way up here. And he just had a lot to learn still. I'm sure he's going to come back and I think he's going to be electric this year. Heck, he might even break out this year. And then you also got Lazier Brooks coming back. He was a good guy. He made some plays. You got a whole new offensive line. And that's my big question is, how is this offensive line going to hold up? But however things go, or you got to be an Alabama fan. You got to quit saying, let's fire Kalen DeBoer. You got to give this guy more time. Well, we give him time. We give him 2 years. Well, I'm saying give him this one. Let's see how he does on this one, okay? Let's see if he makes it back to the playoffs. If he makes it back to the playoffs, do I think he'll be fired? And loses in the playoffs, do I think he'll be fired? No. You're not going to fire a coach that's still making it to the playoffs. Look at LSU. Look at LSU right now. They fired Brian Kelly. They are putting everything. They're putting all the chips in on Lane Kiffin. They're throwing everything at this guy. This guy could not just make it to the playoffs. He's got to win a national championship or he is a bust. How much they are through at this guy. You do not want to be like that at Alabama. You don't. And I think they're stuck with Lane Kiffin for a while. As much as they had to pay Brian Kelly, I think he's got to. He's got to win one. As much as they paid him and as much money they give him for the NIL, that's not the situation I want to be stuck in. I want to let DeVore get in here. He made it to the playoffs last year. Yes, he got blown out by Indiana. Oh, well, let's talk about how. Oh, I love this part too. Well, he's not an SEC coach. He's not an SEC coach. Okay. Who's won the last couple of national championships? Not an SEC. Not an SEC team. I mean, come on. I know. Come on. It's not always, and if you just keep SEC coaches in the SEC, you're not gonna have any left. You got to bring them in. They got to get they got to get in here and see how it is, and they'll adjust. I think Kalen DeVore. I'm with Kalen DeVore all the way. I am. I think he's a good coach. Is he different than Nick Saban? Yes. He is not the hard, go after the players like Nick Saban is. He's not. He has a different way of coaching. But he took Washington to the playoffs. Took them to the playoffs. So I think he's really good with quarterbacks. I mean, look, Ty Simpson did pretty good. We'll see how Austin Mack, if he gets Austin Mack or Keelan Russell, these will be his quarterbacks right here. Because, Ty Simpson was picked up by Nick Saban, and Jalen Milroe was picked up by Nick Saban. So we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of things that's gonna go into this year, and I know fans are going to be hitting him pretty hard, especially going to a 9-game SEC gauntlet. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. All these SEC teams, nobody's making it out of the SEC undefeated. It's not going to happen. Now, any other league, I think you can get out of it unscathed. I really think so. Indiana, that was a great story. Will they be the same next year? I don't know. I have no idea. Kurt Cinetti did a fantastic job, and that were some players that have been together for a while, playing together. But hey, a lot of people, Daniel Hill still at running back. We'll see how he does. Give this guy, he's a sophomore now. Give this guy some time. I think he'll be better. A big boy. I mean, very big boy. So I think the running will be better. I hope this O-line is better. I think it will be. That's my biggest question. I know a lot of other people say it's quarterback, but that's mine. It's the O-line. And I wanted to hit at the Alabama fans for losing your mind and having a good season and just completely losing your mind over it. But that's all I got today. Wanted to talk a little bit about that and how things are going on. Hey, guys, I'm ready for some college football. We're a couple months away. I'm ready for it. I'm best time of the year is when football starts up. That's always me. But I want to appreciate you guys. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments, for the views. Thank you for everything that you guys do. Thank you for watching another episode of Southern Football Class, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.